Make the most out of your time at work
with Karen Gately,
leadership and people management specialist.
Good morning, Karen. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Okay, so last week I was sitting in a beautiful local cafe here in the Bridge, and obviously they had a we're hiring sign up for a young casual or a junior, because as I was sitting there over the space of about 45 minutes, I must have seen 4, 5, half a dozen kids come in and all drop off their resume. That must be a nerve-wracking time to try to get your first foot into the employment industry.
Oh, absolutely. I've seen that scene myself as well, you know, whether it's sitting in cafes or even just shopping and the line of kids coming in to drop in that application. And, you know, in my observation, I think what stands out in my mind is confidence is not always what stands out in observing those kids going about that process.
Well, just knowing what to do when you walk in, because, okay, so they've got to, you know, bring in your resume. The sign's up on the door. What should you actually be doing when you step foot inside that business with that piece of paper in your hand? What should the first thing you look to be doing?
Well, it's about creating first impressions, and, you know, if you think about you're in a cafe or you're in a retail environment, the kind of job that you're going to be going for, chances are they're going to want you to be able to talk to customers, for example. So if you're too shy to even look at them and to talk to them in giving them the CV, then first impression is, oh, not really sure if this person has that confidence to do that. So, you know, the first impression you want to leave is that you're not cocky, but you're certainly confident enough to serve customers. So, you know, walking in, head up, you know, eyes centre forward, and looking at the person that you're speaking to is a great starting point. And then, you know, just being really clear what you want to say. So rather than, you know, just throwing the CV at them.
Chucking it across the counter.
Which, again, I've seen many times where it's just like, oh, here, you know, you said you wanted some of these, so here's one of those.
Yeah.
To actually have, again, it doesn't have to be a massive speech, but a few words that you've got prepared to say. So I'd just like to submit my application. Really excited about the opportunity I saw advertised. I'd be grateful if you'd give my application consideration.
Should you be asking for the manager?
Look, I would, but they're not always available.
Of course
Obviously,
not. Yep.
In hospitality especially, it just can be super crazy busy. But, you know, to that end, pick your timing. Don't go to a cafe at lunchtime wanting to submit your CV. You know, I think going in with a bit more of a lull, if you like, before after breakfast or lunch trade.
Great one.
So that you can actually, you've got more chance of getting their attention. And more chance then for being assured that your CV actually gets onto the radar of the right person rather than just being kind of chucked on the counter unless they're...
What about the way that you present yourself when you walk into the store? So, I mean, you certainly shouldn't be looking like you just rolled out of bed. Something a bit more than track pants and a hoodie?
Yes. So again, it's about those first impressions, right? So I would turn up to the cafe dressed the way I'm intending to, or, you know, likely to have to dress for work. So they can actually see that you're capable of scrubbing up, that you know what looking, you know, smart is, and you're able to deliver on that. So, you know, again, it's not necessarily about getting dressed up, but it's about being clean. It's about being smart. It's about being presentable. So, you know, what's the outfit you would wear to go to a family gathering, assuming you like your family?
Yeah, that's true. Karen, have you ever given the advice for someone, you know, we're talking about going in and projecting confidence, but we know for kids that might be doing this for the first time, that's a very, very difficult thing to nail. So in terms of the way that they dress, in terms of that interaction they're going to have, is it something that can be practiced at home? Would you get your kids to almost do like the role play with the parents?
Yeah, I would. You know, I think, again, within reason, they don't need to come across as a robot and really rehearse.
Hello, my name is...
Exactly. I just think what parents can do most to help their kid is what goes on internally, you know, so the thoughts, so helping them to practice.
Yeah.
You know, why do you think you would be good at this job? You know, what do you think it is about your character that would make you good at doing this. So that example might be, I'm, diligent, or I'm, sorry, I laugh because I'm sure a lot of parents are going, I'm not sure that's my kid's first
Yeah,
response.
that's not the first word they'd use to describe them.
No, exactly right. But helping them to have the right thoughts in their heads about self-worth, about getting this to go, about the expectations that are on them, so they can actually relax somewhat, so that when they actually do go in to have that conversation, even if it is just to drop off the CV, that they're at least composed and able to look people in the eye and let the words come out of their mouth.
Karen, there's some great advice there for young people. I think we might continue this next week and maybe establish how to write a CV when you don't actually have any previous job experience. So we'll continue to try to get young people into the workforce. Thanks so much, Karen. We'll catch up with you again and continue this next Monday.
Thank you.